Drivers, welcome to Area 51 Racing League, brought to you by Green White Checker TV and our promotional producer, Roy Willard. We are a serious racing league with races brought to you 4 nights a week. Tuesday nights we feature the high-speed Indy cars on multiple tracks and a couple road courses thrown in. Wednesday nights we race the NASCAR 1987 Cup cars on multiple tracks and a couple Superspeedways thrown in. Thursday night is our premier series. We race the NASCAR Cup cars following the NASCAR schedule. Sunday nights we race the NASCAR Cup cars on Superspeedways, alternating between Talladega and Daytona. The Superspeedway series will be a paid series. It's $25 per person. Weekly payouts will be $15, $10, and $5. Also, the season champion will receive $150. These numbers are contingent on the number of registered drivers and are subject to change. Drivers who don't want to pay the entry fee can still race but will not share the winnings. All race seasons start at 6 p.m. Central Time with 1 hour practice followed by 5-minute qualifying, and then a green flag drops at 7:05. All races will be broadcasted by our partner Green White Checker TV. Area 51 League is a serious racing league who believes every driver should go into every race with his or her top priority being not to wreck their fellow competitor. Failure to abide by the Area 51 vision will result in removal from the league. League entry requirements are Class C 3.0 or higher and an I rating of 900 or higher. To join, visit our racing and look for Area 51 Racing League. We look forward to racing with each and every one of you and making some good friends along the way. See you in Season 5. Thanks.
Alright, good evening everyone. Welcome to Green White Checker TV. Tonight is the season finale of Season 4 for the Superspeedway Cup Series. I'll say, so it's going to come down to the two of the 87 Raymond Rittenauer and the one of Gabe Butler. Those two have been dominant and just really good teammates as well all season long here. I'm saying, however, I'm very pleased that I have a special guest in the booth with me tonight. So I've got Kevin DeBrown. I say he's one of my associate teammates, if you will. I'll say I've raced a bunch with him and say we have a lot of fun. So he wanted to give us a shot tonight and he's going to join us in the booth this evening. So Kevin, appreciate you coming aboard and hope you enjoy it tonight.
Appreciate it. I appreciate you bringing me along. I always wanted to try this. And, hopefully it goes good tonight. It's Daytona, so you never know what's going to happen tonight.
Yeah, and that's kind of been the story of this season with this series is just again, they run Talladega and Daytona, so it's kind of put the plate racing strategies and everything to the test here. So But through the season, though, the two that have really kind of shown their way to the front pretty much regularly have been that 87 and the 1. So say again, Raymond Rittenauer and Gabe Butler, say right now leading the points there. 15 points separate the two of them. Third place is actually mathematically out of it, so it is between those two. However, they both have had 3 wins this season, and you can see out of these 11 races, this is race number 12. Let's say 8 top 10 or 8 top 5s, 7 top 5s, and then 10 top 10s and 9 top 10s. So let's say they've definitely been up front and up front most of the races as well. So it's gonna be exciting to see what they're able to do here. So we're gonna let them make their qualifying laps, and then we'll get things going once they start to grid. All right, so qualifying just has completed. Looks like our two championship competitors again going to be qualifying 1-2. So like I said, they've kind of made a habit of doing this here, kind of dominating the qualifying and the races. So we'll pull up our starting grid. So we'll go through our top 10 and we'll get things underway here in just a moment. Alright, so starting on the pole position, our second place in the points, that number 1 of Gabe Butler, beating the number 87 of Raymond Rittenauer by 0.04 of a second.
And then third...
Go ahead, I'm sorry, Kevin, I'm stepping all over you already.
In third place, we got Logan Helton, and then number 63 car, and then in fourth place, we got 28 of Charles Johnson.
That actually is a huge help. I apologize. Let's say it's going to be some growing pains, I'm sure, but we'll get things worked out. In the fifth position, you have the number 83 of Jack Walls, and then next to him is the 39 of Mitchell Wilkes.
Seventh place, you got the 071 car, Eric Laurie, and then in eighth place, you got the number 10 of Corey Lane.
And then rounding out our top 10, we have that 232 of Dustin Dewar, and then the number 10 of John Brill. So we'll run through the rest of the grid. For those that did take qualifying, looks like 16 of our entries took a qualifying lap. Looks like we got about 20 cars in the race this evening. So we'll get things going here in just a moment. Let's say as the drivers are just about to roll off. So let's say any thoughts on what you know Daytona, Kevin. Let's say any thoughts on what you expect to see this evening?
I hope to see, by the looks of it, Gabe and Raymond, they might be battling out here tonight. I'm really looking forward to seeing this race. Hopefully we get long green flag runs, no one gets caught out or anything, and yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get things going here. Say they're rolling out right now. Again, like you said, Kevin, there, it'll be definitely between these two drivers here. One thing is also to note though is there are bonus points eligible. Saying actually that one car is gonna get one of those bonus points right off the bat by winning the pole position. I believe it's a 2-point bonus here. I'll try to go through the standings when we have a moment and go through those numbers. The other points you can get is you actually can get 5 bonus points for having no incidents through the race. So that could definitely play into the outcome of our results. And of course, leading a lap and leading the most laps also gets a point, which at a plate race, it's pretty hard not to be able to do that at these ones, especially with those two. So I'm pretty sure that one's going to be a wash, but that leading the most laps could also come into play. We saw those bonus points come into play on Thursday night in the season finale there. So we'll see if that is the case for tonight as well.
Oh boy, G-Bone, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So these guys always put on a great show. So let's see what they're able to do here at Daytona, one of those tracks. However, green flag is out. So you're going to put that number 1 into the lead here. Looks like he's got a good push right off the bat from that 63 of Logan Helton, which is going to leave that 87 Raymond Rittenauer right now kind of out to dry on that top side.
Yeah, it comes to think here what they're going to do here. They're going to single file out or maybe keep it double file. Looks like the 87. Oh, it looks like he tried to duck in, but someone was there.
Yeah, so that's one of those things you got to be careful to try to fill that gap too soon. As I said, he's going to jump to the bottom as soon as he can, but now you see that 63 of Logan Helton. He's jumped to the top side. He's going to try to lead this race right off the bat. He's got Charles Johnson right behind him. Again, these cars can tandem draft pretty well here. Just got to keep an eye on those temperatures. We've seen that a few times where they push for too long and those motors get hot, and unfortunately, sometimes forces those drivers into using one of those fast repairs, not for damage, but just to get that motor repaired.
Yeah, boy, if I was the one right now, I'd be pretty happy. Just sitting up, leading the pack, hopefully being out of destruction. Hopefully he doesn't get bumped too hard, send him around, but right now he's leading the pack.
Yeah, that's exactly how he wants this race to start off for him. So he's running the bottom side. I think he's got one of those teammates behind him, that 83 of Jack Walls. Say Raymond right there still sitting in the third position. But again, I say right now he has got that bonus point for leading a lap. So now again he's going to try to lead a few more here to try to lead those most laps to get that extra bonus point as well. Again, every little bit's going to be critical here for him to try to get this, see if he can steal his championship title away from that number 87.
Yeah, definitely Gabe being a couple of points behind the cut line, he's definitely going to have to try to get all the bonus points he can, definitely, and also get the win to be able to, pass him the points and win the championship.
Yeah, and actually that's a great point too, Kevin. I even mentioned that. I believe I did at least, but the race win also does give some bonus points as well. I'll have to keep an eye on that one as well, see what that winds up being. Right now we're going to stay on the action here up front. We see a few cars have kind of straggled off the back of the draft. I think they're just right now trying to save their cars and not have to use any of those faster pairs should any contact here happen up front. But right now you got about the top 10 right now, all pretty much running double file here.
Ooh, we got a car off in the grass. I think he just hit the wall pretty hard. Let me try to find who that was.
I think it's that 230. Oh, it was 232 there of Dustin Dewar. Looks like, yeah, a little bit of left rear damage here. I'm going to jump back, see if we can try to get a quick look. Oh, it looks like he caught the apron in that trial. Oh, yeah, you're right. Hit the left rear pretty hard there. I say he's still going, but of course being out of that draft is going to be pretty devastating on the draft side of things. But again, that's where those fast repairs come in. I say make a little mistake or get caught up in someone's mistake. Your race isn't over. You can still kind of regroup. Just obviously you have to have some breaks come your way here in the sense of a caution for him at this point in the race. But yeah, he could definitely get back into this one. So we'll see how that turns out for that 232. Hopefully he can kind of rejoin this field here. One thing I did not mention is that pit window. It looks like it's going to be, again, right around that 20-25 lap range. Again, 25 is going to be the magic number if they can make it that far, just so that they can make it on those two stops. Otherwise, they would have to take a splash at the end. So again, right now, though, those two up front, though, that one in the 63, those guys leading the pack here, they're not doing any fuel savings right now, so they might be a little bit tight on that fuel number.
Yeah, like I was saying, definitely if I was Gabe, I'd want to stay out from as much as I can, lead as much laps as I can. You definitely can stay out of trouble here and get the most bonus points. But I don't know if that 63 is going to sit back and just let him lead it.
Yeah, I'll say that's kind of the teammates working, I think, together. Say that bottom three at least, possibly the fourth. I can't remember if Eric Glory is part of this group as well. But right now, that one, the 83 and the 87, they all do work together and very well. I've kind of commented on in the previous races just how unselfish they race as a team. Even when it was coming down for the title, they would stay locked bumpers and just kind of try to get one of their teammates to win there. So it's been pretty impressive what these guys have been able to do. So we'll see if that's going to continue tonight, or if maybe Gabe is going to put a little bit more aggression, or maybe throw a little bit of caution to the wind here and try to see if he can find any way to sneak a little bit extra on that 87 car.
I don't know. If it was me out there, I might throw it out the window. It's a championship race. All bets are off.
I mean, it's what you got to do sometimes. I mean, I know you got your big win there in our league race on Monday, so and it's kind of the same way. You did everything you needed to at the end to pull off that win. So I say definitely gonna say congrats to you on that one. That was fun to be a part of, and so we'll see if they're able to do the same here this evening. If it's going to be that one or this 87 here able to celebrate at the end of this one.
Ooh, we got one on the wall in the back. I think it's the 90 car. Oh, and around he goes.
Yeah, caution stays.
Caution.
Or yeah, the caution doesn't come out. They stay green. He's gonna hop back on track. We'll do the same thing here. Jump back and take a look. Looks like he just caught the outside wall there and then kind of bounced around. Oh, big save there. Trying to catch what car that was. I think it was the 03 of Kevin Hash. It had to go through the grass to avoid that one.
Oh wow.
And I say there's a lot happening right now. As I see the field's really spread out now. Let's go back now a little further here. So it looks like right now the top, what do we have here? Top 10 still all together, but then they've really stretched out through that incident and say no caution, so that's really strung this field out here.
Definitely think from 10th on back when there's single file, probably the best off thing to do is just save your fuel the best you can. Hopefully, maybe save it better than other cars up front, because it doesn't look like anybody's saving from 10 on up.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'd say the only ones that might be in a good spot here are those ones a little bit further back in the pack that are just kind of probably just riding a little bit, but Well, to see, so you see a few of these cars, looks like they've kind of locked together here. That 89 of Matt Quick and the 101 of Mark Reboz, I believe they've locked together here, trying to gain some time. And they have a bit of a group behind them. Looks like who's in there? Jim Brooks, Bud Steele, Kevin Hash, and Diego Vasquez. They're all, so they got 4 cars here together. So I'm going to try to keep an eye on the lap times once they kind of get rolling here. Get everything settled and see what those lap times look like compared to our leaders. But at this point, I think all those guys are going to be wanting the yellow at some point here to just kind of get them back into the mix.
Yeah, definitely. If I were them, I definitely would be saving myself. The top 10 are pretty much, they're hauling, they're going. I don't think there's pretty much anything they could do back there other than just sit single file and hopefully right out the pit lane.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what they're going to have to do. As I'm watching lap times, that last time around the lead pack was running 44.3s, 44.4s, whereas the second group was in the 44.7, so still a couple tenths off. They should be able to pick up a little speed because they will catch that group of Matt Quick and Mark Reboz, which actually they're just about to do now. So it's going to give them now a 6-car pack, so we'll see if maybe that's able to pick up that speed, because that last time around, the 76 that Jim Brooks actually ran the fastest lap of that lap. So maybe with these guys all locking here together, see if maybe they can kind of close that gap a little bit.
I was looking back there. I was watching the 28th and the 63. I think the 28th got too hot there because he's pushing the 63 pretty hard, trying to get him cleared with one, but it looks like he couldn't get it, and they're all backing off. It might be single file here pretty soon.
Yeah, I see that right now. You're talking about that 28 staggered to the top side, probably trying to get some clean air into the grill of that 28 car. Charles Johnson was pushing Logan there for a long chunk of time there, and just, yeah, I think maybe it's starting to get a little bit too hot. So he's kind of had to regroup. You can see he's still kind of staggering out just a little bit there, but we'll see if they start locking back together here. Say we're only lap 12 in this race, so we got 64 to go. So we're just about halfway through that potential fuel run as well, so that's going to be something to keep an eye on for as well. Again, it's that magic number 25 for that pit stop. But right now, so these guys are still kind of holding their own up front here.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't think there's much you could do on that top lane. You get a nice run, but the 83 and the 1 are just working so well together that you can't clear the 1. So there's really not much you could do.
Yeah, so what we'll do here is so let's see if they start locking together. We'll actually hop on board with the 83 car. Let's say we'll take a lap here. Say all you're going to see is a bunch of back bumper of that 1 car. Let's say it's just going to kind of give you an impression of what these drivers do see when they're in this drafting situation.
Nothing but bumper, I tell you what.
Yeah, so that's where you hope that you're not following a car that's got some sort of sponsor that's like a temptation for you. Like if you're hungry or thirsty, and you're like, oh man, like, well actually for Gabe here, it's like I don't know if it's on the back bumper or not, but he's got Guinness on that car. So I say if you're wanting a drink, you're following that car.
Oh, we got a wreck in the back here. Yes, caution is out. Sorry to cut you off there, but I'm trying to see who that was.
That's why I'm trying to hunt it down myself right now. I think that I see the 232 in the pits. Let's go jump back. We'll check on the replay here and see where the contact began. Oh, it looks like the 12 of Robert Richards there caught the apron. Oh, and he catches the left rear there of the 73 car. Let's see the 73 here. Oh, I think it's a custom number on his car. That always makes things difficult.
That apron, you got to stay off it. You barely touching it makes that car so loose you can barely hang on to it in the trial.
He's able to hang on. Let me see if I think this actually okay. It's the 273 here of Michael Goodman. So it is the 73, but the 2 in front. So that makes perfect sense. So let's see. So unfortunately, a little bit of damage for that 73 car, Michael Goodman, as well as that 12 of Robert Richards. And this is going to be that question of the fast repair versus just getting some damage repaired and potentially saving it to later in the race. So that's going to open things up as well. And no, and again, yeah, Kevin, by all means, don't ever worry about stepping over me for incidents like that, because I can't see anything. I'm hopping on board with that 1 car, so you got the extra view. So appreciate you chiming in there. So these leaders are all stacking back up here. We're going to get some pit stops here, and now there will be no fuel worries here for trying to stretch it. It'll definitely be a 2-stop race from at this point.
If I'm these guys up front, I'm definitely having a sigh of relief there. They were nose to tail, boy.
Yeah, so that's the other thing. I'm sure to get a little bit of a break there. It's like, okay, regroup, go after this again. So we'll see now. Actually, I think I need to jump live. There we go. There's our leaders. I was like, wait, where's everybody? I hadn't reset it or gone back to our live views there, so apologies for that. But you see everybody's heading towards the pit road entry. You'll see if there's any strategy here, or in my guess is you're going to see a lot of fuel-only stops, especially for these drivers up front. Maybe a 2-tire stop, but we'll have to kind of wait and see on that one.
Yeah, possibly maybe 4 tires. Go ahead and get your 4 fuels. Go ahead and get that, because the tires don't wear too well, but they do wear. Later on in the race, you go ahead and get your 4 now and maybe 2 later instead of having to get 4 later. Oh, as you see, the 87 kind of missed his pit stall a little bit. Might fall back some, but yeah, it looks like 2 tires and fuel for everybody so far.
Yeah, so I saw that as well. 87 overshot the pits just a little bit. Actually able to recover well still. Looks like he's going to still come out in that 3rd position, I believe. So I'm trying to look at pit stop times. It looks like the 10 of Corey Lane is the first to take the 4 tires here. Looks like you said, everybody else looks like they went ahead and took 2 there. Trying to see if there may be any fuel-only stops. Looks like 2 tires all the way around, though. And as I'm looking at the pit stop times as well, looks like some of these drivers are definitely working on damage repair. So I see that 12 Robert Richards had a slightly longer pit stop on his car. So I think that was probably just getting some of the damage repair. And I see that 273 is still sitting in the pits as well. So I think he's working on getting some of that pit stop, trying to save that the fast repair, I should say, until the later on in the race. However, he's got some pretty heavy left rear damage on that car, so we'll have to see if he's able to get away with that.
Yeah, if I was in his situation, I'd go ahead and use that fast repair, because you know how the littlest damage can cause so much effort in your car to be laid back. It's really bad.
Yeah, so the only thing he has going for him is that damage is in the rear. Usually the nose is really the sensitive area, so I'll have to see if maybe, and that might be one of the things like, I've done before, is I'll go in, I'll be like, all right, how much damage did I really have? And then based on that, I'll go ahead and use the fast repair that next time around. So as the lights are off and we're on the 1 to go, looks like we have a few drivers here that are going to top off on this 1 to go. Again, just try to stretch that little bit extra fuel, or maybe be able to take a little less fuel come pit stop time.
Yeah, and as you were saying earlier, the 87 of Raymond, he's overshot his pit box. Looks like he's still going to be in 3rd place. Looks like he didn't lose as much time as I thought he would. Maybe he just took fuel only and went on. I wasn't able to check. Yeah,
so I'm looking at the pits. He did have a quick stop. Now that you're mentioning, I say he overshot it a bit, but I say that everybody else around him was in the 7 to mid 7-second stops, where he actually had a 6.8. So his crew may have helped him out a little bit on that one to gain him some of that spots that he lost there on that cycle, or that he may have lost with that overshooting the pit stall. So one thing to note is that 90 of John Brill, he was able to get back onto the lead lap there with that wave around. So that's going to put the 90 back on the lead lap. It's going to give us 19 cars on the lead lap. And that 232 of Dustin Dewar right now showing as 2 laps down, the only car that's 1 or more down. So as long as, if there's more ELOs here, if he can keep it clean, he'll be able to kind of get back into things here and hopefully be able to mix it up at the end as well. So you can see, even though we're still got 59 to go, that 1 car though, Gabe Butler, he's just going to save all the fuel he can. He's just rolling the apron right now before they get going here, as the pace car is going to be coming off here in just a moment.
Yeah, definitely. I think so far Gabe has led every lap so far. This is pretty good for the 1 car, and he's got his teammate, the 87, behind him, but they're both fighting for the champion, so look out as the pace car is going to dive in, and we're going to have the green flag.
Yeah, green flag's back in the air. So a pretty equal start between them. So you can see they haven't locked bumpers yet on the top or the bottom line. Looks like the 1 and the 87 here now just locked together. Looks like the 63 and the 28 have locked up as well. So now again, we're going to see who is able to kind of stay attached the best, especially as you go through the gears. That's definitely one of the trouble points on this one. But it looks like right now that 1 is done just enough here to sneak out in the lead here. But Logan Helton's getting a big push right now from Charles Johnson down the back. He's going to get his nose just ahead as they enter turn 3 here.
Yeah, definitely. And if I'm Logan here, I don't know if I want to ride on the high side anymore. He's going to riding here in second for the whole race so far. If I were him, I might be getting a little impatient. Might want to get the lead.
Yeah, so unfortunately, there's only so much he can do. I mean, he's got his foot to the floor. He's going to need some help from that 28 car to give him a good push here and to stay as locked up as you can. If you see them get to the front, but then not be able to quite complete it. So should those two be able to stay a little tighter together here, say that's going to be the critical thing, is to be able to make that momentum happen on the backstretch. I say you see they're trying to get to there, a little bit of a wiggle there from the 28, trying to line up here with that 63. But again, it looks like right now just getting the nose to the one, and that's about where they've been stalling out so far.
Right now it looks like there's just double file all throughout the back from like the top 10, and it looks like there's single file from the back. It looks like pretty much everybody's settling into a pace again. Might just ride double file for the rest of the way until pit stops.
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely possible here. I'd say we've seen drivers do that. I'd say just kind of take it easy and wait till, I'd say that's kind of been honestly the bread and butter of that one in the 87 is those two they hit their pits so well together. That's where they've been able to usually get the gap on the field and then stretch it out the rest of the way under green. So we'll see if that comes into play again. We still have obviously a long ways now until the next pit stop as we just got going here on this restart. Again, we're on lap 20 of 75. Next time around will be 55 to go of the scheduled 75. Like you said, Kevin, I say that top 10 or so all double file, but they're on back. Looks like they've kind of just went to full ride mode here. Just going to stay single file, probably save against some fuel. Say unfortunately, there's two cars that are going to be in a bit of trouble here. It's going to be that 80 and the 90. Looks like they've fallen off of the draft. So say they're going to need a little bit of help again to try to get back into this mix as well here.
Yeah, you gotta wonder if that 90 got too much damage from when he hit the wall earlier. Maybe it looks like he actually used the fast burst. Probably died. He probably just lost the draft, but hopefully he can get back up here.
Yeah, so there might be some strategy to play for those two as well with Diego and John. Maybe if Diego rolls off a little bit, can get locked up with that 90. Say if we can get those two cars together, they can definitely run a lot faster than they are right now individually. However, still back up front, that 63 Logan Hilton doing everything he can to try to see if he can get to the one and maybe try to sneak around him. But so far, though, that one of Gabe Butler and the 87 Raymond Rittner are still running that bottom line here. Been able to control the pace as this race has gone on. So, and like Kevin mentioned a little earlier, I believe I believe Gabe has led every lap so far this race. So again, that's what he's going to be looking for. He wants to be able to lead at least half of the race. That way he gets that bonus point for the most laps led as well. So we'll kind of, again, we'll wait and see. You see the 39 there, big push there. Mitchell Wilkes able to gather it back up. As you see, Charles Johnson drops to the bottom. Let's say I think Logan's be like, what's that all about? But he's going to get some help pretty quick here from that 83 now of Jack Walls.
That's pretty interesting there. I think Charles said, hey, I'm done pushing you. It's time for me to go on the bottom. They definitely took it.
Yeah, so it's one of the things that at these plate races, as soon as you get that opening, they say you got to pretty much jump to it immediately. So we'll have to kind of wait and see on that one there. But yeah, right now though, that 87 and the ones again still locking bumpers. But you see that 83 looks like he's giving a really good push to Logan Hilton. Not quite able to clear, but I think that's the closest we've seen Logan here be able to get to the front here. So we'll see if Jack's going to be able to do something in that 83 car.
You gotta wonder here. It looks like the second place car on the high line can get hooked up, but it just looks like when you start getting going, the car might get too hard. As the 28. Can he save it? Looks like he's gonna keep it clean. That was a nice save by Charles Johnson.
Yeah, looks like he kept it off the wall. He's gonna hop back on track here. It looks like that 90 and the 80 got together. Now they're about 15 seconds, 16 seconds off the lead. However, say Charles might have at least a few guys to kind of fall back on. He, like you said, a really good job able to hang on to that one. Not what he wanted to have happen, of course, but yeah, so they just caught that. We talked about it. Just catch that apron and it just throws your car, and there's just not much you can do.
And that was happening. We have a change for the lead up front. Did for a moment there. Logan took the lead from Gabe, but it looks like Gabe might pull in line. No, he's actually keeping the high line for now. There he goes.
He's got to make sure he commits to there. As he was a little close before he drops to the bottom. I was a little worried if he was waiting too long there, but he's going to get back to the bottom. But yeah, you're right. Logan Hilton had the lead for just a moment. And then Gabe got that run, went back to the top, hopped in front of the 83 of Jack Walls, and was like, hey, how about you push me back up to the lead here? And say Jack obviously has been a really good pusher so far this race. So, however, he doesn't have much help behind him right now. He's only got pretty much the 10 of Corey Lane right there. So, again, this bottom line is going to be where you want to be.
Yeah, definitely. If I'm Logan, I'd be pushing him out. Hopefully the top line's going to get a run here. He's going to poke out a little bit, hopefully trying to get himself back to the lead. Let's see what he does here.
Yeah, so that's kind of what you have to do is you got to just kind of, you're watching your mirror as much as you're watching in front of you. Say, there it is. And say he saw that line coming to the top, so he's going to see if Jack Walls can give him another shot here as he gets a good run there on the backstretch. Now I should say, see 87 got right to the back bumper of the one. Now it's going to be up to the 87 and 63 here.
Look at that. We're back to square one. Back to where we were before this started.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So it kind of just cycles through back to how everything was there. So at the line, looks like Logan might be able to get it at the line. Couldn't quite tell. It was close. Yeah, it's showing Logan Helton led that lap, I believe, by just fractions of a second.
Might clear him here. No, looks like the one's going to have too much speed. Looks like the 83 tried pushing him out, but you can only push so far in these cars before it starts stalling out and you overheat.
Yeah, so that's going to be the next thing is to watch for that 83 car here of Jack Walls. Make sure he doesn't get too hot. Somebody's going to have to give a little bit of space. But again, though, this is definitely the closest they've been able to get to that lead. So he got it once, but then immediately that one car got the momentum he needed to jump back up top, and then that 83 was able to shove him back to the lead there. So we talked about that championship battle. You can see, though, he's not going to ride right here. Gabe is going to do everything he can to get maximum points to try to win this race and the championship still. So he's got a long ways to go, though, still.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we caught it right on the hammer. Gabe's probably trying to lead as much left as he can, get as most bonus points he can to, as we see, oh, the 87 is going to duck, trying to get the lead here. He's on the high side. He's going to have a huge run here. The one's got nobody behind him. Will he be able to clear him, though?
Yeah, not quite, but I say the momentum is definitely on that top line now. So let's wait and see. It looks like 87 is going to get the lead at the line. Hasn't quite cleared the one yet, so now it's up to the 1 and the 39 here to see if they can make that bottom line work. I was saying it looks like we have a couple viewers here that are got some Logan Helton fans, which is cool for him to have a few drivers here. So I say, so Maxine and Marion, nice to see you guys joining us this evening. But yeah, I say right now Logan's doing everything he can right now. He's the pusher trying to get that 87 to the front. Hasn't got there yet, but I say, like you said, he'll definitely have more opportunities to get back up front. Right now he's going to try to shove the 87 car and see maybe someone else will return the favor for him this next time around or so.
Yeah, we definitely know Logan has the speed on the high side there. Especially with getting pushed, he has the speed, but can he do the pushing? Can he push the car in front of him to the lead?
It's looking pretty good so far. You can see he's trying to stay as locked to the 87 as he can. They are hooked together here. He's going to dive off all he does. So that's going to push Raymond Rittenauer now into the lead. So now the question is, can that one of Gabe Butler, can he clear the 63 and try to jump back to the top? That's what he was able to do that last time around. However, this time Logan gets a good shot right off the bat from the 83 car. So it looks like now Logan's going to try to see if he can get some help from that, the 63, get help from the 83 of Jack Walls. And we're going to see if Logan can get to the lead here in that 63 car.
Yeah, Logan definitely has the speed. He's probably one of the best pushers and the best leading one right now. He seems like he's the most fastest right now.
Yeah, I'll say right now, looks like they're slowly but surely here gaining some time there. Definitely a really cool thing on that 63 car. As you can see, it's got that cystic fibrosis foundation, a really good cause to have on that machine. So really cool of Logan to have that on his car here. But yeah, so say he's going to try to put that 63 machine here to the lead. He's just got a nose ahead as they enter turn 3. So we'll see if that 83 is able to stay locked up with that 63 to try to get these two back to the front here.
The way these guys are battling, you think it'd be the last lap. They are going crazy here.
Yeah, and so I think there's still for sure 2 more stops that they have to make. Again, they don't have to run the full fuel load now, but they're going to have to still take a pretty 2 solid stops though for fuel to the end. But you can see his bottom line starting to kind of pick up the steam again here. So now you can see, though, that one of Gabe Butler, he is cleared of the 63 of Logan Helton. So if he sees that group come back up to the charge up to the front, does he try to hop in front of them or not?
Oh, looks like he tried to. It looked like he was going for a second, then thought of it at the last second. As we see here, off in a little bit in the back, as we see more cars starting to join, going single file. It's the 73 on back. Looks like they're still single file on out.
Yeah, looks like they're kind of still in the cruise mode, maybe just trying to save again a little bit more fuel if they can. I said that's going to be a strategy too. If they can take that little bit less fuel, that could be enough here. So one thing that we haven't done yet is I'm going to try to see if we can run through the kind of through the field as they're running here. So let me get that pulled up so that some of the some of the viewers can kind of follow some of the other drivers are in the race right now. So obviously we'll start up front with our race leader here, Raymond Rittenauer. Started second, currently now leading the race. He's led 5 laps so far. And then, I don't know, Kevin, if you want to run through or say, it's going to be changing positions every time around. Say it's hard to do here at the plate races, but we're going to do the best we can, obviously.
Hey, definitely. I do believe in second here we got Mr. Logan Helton, the number 63. Definitely fast all day, hoping to get the lead here.
Yeah, I'd say he's getting really close to it right now. So I'll say they're pretty much running double file, so we can just do this like a starting grid, if you will. So in the third position, or roughly the third position here, you got that one car of Gabe Butler. Say again, he's led 26 laps so far, currently running third. He's got just a spoiler full, if you will, of Raymond Rittenauer here. He's just trying to see, but you can see that top line again starting to really work there as Logan Helton here takes the lead.
Look at that. Logan had the speed there, and he took it in a heartbeat.
Say running in roughly the fourth position, we'll say, is that number 83 of Jack Walls. We'll say he's getting a big push now from that 10 of Corey Lane. I'll say now Jackson to see if he can lead the way. So say action right behind Jack is that, like you mentioned, the 10 of Corey Lane. So I'm going to mention him real quick because that's starting to happen real fast here. So our positions are changing quick right now. But I say right now, our race leader now is that 63 of Logan Helton. So for Mary and Maxine, I say hopefully you both are still watching here. So right now, again, your driver here in the front right now.
Yeah, definitely. And then I think we're at what, the 5th position? It's hard to keep up.
Yeah, so it's either the 88 or 39, one of those two.
The one of them, they're basically neck and neck. So
yeah, so 88 Michael Spell. So they started in 12th, currently running 5th, 6th, somewhere in that window. Saying then next to him was the 39 of Mitchell Wilkes. He's in that green and white stripe Area 51 car, so he'll be running the full Superspeedway Cup Series next season. I believe he's got Roy Wheeler designs on that car, so really cool for that to get set up there. Next to him is the 12 of, where did he go there? Robert Richards. I say he's got a really cool paint scheme there with the retired Police Canine Foundation. Oh, as I saw, the 10 may have scraped the wall there, entering 3. Oh, a little bit of contact. I don't know how they didn't wreck there.
It's getting real hairy up here. It's getting real hairy. You got to wonder if with pit stops coming up, if everybody going to try to get to the bottom here soon.
That's what I'm thinking. This might be what's happening here. Is I think drivers are starting to try to figure out where they need to be. So I'm a little surprised nobody's actually gone ahead and ducked in a little bit early here. Maybe have some teamwork with some of those that are maybe kind of single file towards the back, possibly. Maybe try to short pit by a lap or two and just get a clean entry. But yeah, you're right, though. I think things are going to start stacking up pretty quick here because, again, we're right now about 23 laps into this fuel run. So we're going to need to see some pit stops here very soon.
Yeah, definitely. And pit stops coming up. We got the 83, the 10. And I can't tell which car that is on the third lane, but we also got him up there. If I was them, I'd be wanting to duck down real quick. I don't want to be caught out being the only single car not pitting because you're going to lose the draft.
Oh, you can see right there. I think the 88 tried to squeeze in there. Couldn't quite fit there. It's that third car, yes, the 88 of Michael Spell. He tried to see if he could get to the bottom. Couldn't quite fill the gap, though. So we'll see again. I'll see if an opening shows up here. If he's going to try to see if he can squeeze in there. Right now, there was a teeny gap there between that 39 and the 071 of Eric Laurie. But now they've closed that gap up as well. So right now, this outside line is going to kind of be at the mercy of this inside line for when pit stops are going to happen. They're going to have to hope that they maybe pit one lap before they have to.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm gonna talk about here the one of Gabe Butler. He was leading, like you said, 26, 27 laps, and then look at him. He's now in third car on that bottom line. Can't do anything but sit here. While Logan Helton is now leading.
Yeah, so he's kind of committed to where he's at right now. So there's not much he can do to say. This is where we're coming up to where the 87 and the 1 have really shown their strength here, which is those green flag pit stops. I think you're going to see 2 tires and fuel, if not fuel only, for some of these leaders. Again, these guys do run the lower fuel tank, or the what do you want to call it? I think it's like 60% fuel, maybe 50. So say they can't run a full fuel run, so they'll be able to pit, or they'll have to pit more often, obviously. And again, they're going to definitely need to make 2 stops here to make it to the end. So again, we're right now though, say we're at that 25 lap mark here since their last pit stop. Had a lap or so under yellow, but this window's going to be opening very soon here.
Yeah, and you like said on that last pit stop, it depends on what they did the last pit stop. They definitely took fuel, no doubt about that. But did they take 4, or did they take none, or did they take 2? Because if I'm thinking here, if you took 4 the last pit stop, definitely you could probably get away with just doing fuel, or maybe 2.
Yeah, and I think with the smaller tanks, I think everybody's gonna be doing 2 no matter what. I think it's just not long enough of a stop here. So again, though, everybody's staying out. I'm a little surprised, honestly, that nobody's ducked in yet. Again, even those that may be trying to pull some strategy a little further back. But those guys in the back, they might be just trying to save as much as they can and run a little bit further even. And this might be all. Everybody might be kind of jockeying for getting the least amount of fuel in the very final stop. So it's one of those risk versus rewards here, is to make a longer stop now and then have a shorter stop later. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see.
Yeah, definitely. And, like I was saying, the tires, they're not really, they don't come much into play here, but they do. Say, for instance, like in the trioval, if you get on the apron just a little bit, it gets real loose on older tires. You definitely don't want to be touching the apron at all on old tires.
Oh, so we had 2 takers. One, unfortunately, I'd say that's the 232 of Dustin Doerr is going to try to hang on to it. Spins around on the entry. The 273 of Michael Goodman, he's in as well. He's still got that left rear damage, so it looks like he went ahead and tried to hang on to saving that. We'll see if he hits his pit box or not. Looks like he's actually using that fast repair now. So 73 in the pits here, getting his service done. So we'll jump back to the lead here, because I'm pretty sure that means our leader's going to be in extremely shortly.
Yeah, I do believe I overheard on the radio that the 63 might be pitting this time. We'll see what's going to happen here. Are they going to duck off? Yeah, looks like... Oh, the 87 and 83 touch. Oh, chaos. Can they keep it straight? Sideways.
Oh, they're spinning behind there. Say no yellow yet, but I'm surprised it hasn't come out yet, because there's a car on the track there, but I think there's just no traffic around them.
Caution?
That's not going to make... Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
All right, caution is out there. So we're going to go ahead and let's go back and see what happened. So I say that's kind of the point where in those situations, unfortunately... Oh, actually, it looks like the caution was a little further back also. I think that's what actually brought the yellow out. So let me scroll back a little further here as we get through the 4. Let's see where this all kind of came into play here. It looks like it was just a pit stop. Oh, you can see the 87 was reacting to the 63 Logan Helton pitting. He kind of slid up a little bit, and that's where the 83 made contact. I was saying hard shot there for the 83 car, and then he gets into, or the 89 gets into the back of the 83, and then the 071 and the 89 kind of get hooked up together as well. And then the 03 of Kevin Hash, just nowhere for him to go. He kind of tries to see if he can fill that gap. He kind of gets sandwiched in between the 2 of them there, and they all go sliding down the tri-oval here.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like not much Raymond can do. He was noticing the Logan was pitting there, and I'm sure he was slowing up so much. He just wanted to get out the way and make sure he wouldn't hit him. And you don't have much room here at Daytona. The 83 is right there above you, and they just all collected.
Yes, and I think there was another incident that actually brought this yellow out. I'm gonna try to jump to it. Oh, there it was right there. I think it was the 273 is exiting the pits there, and it looks like he just got a little bit loose. And that's something we didn't mention also, is how loose this pit exit is. And so yeah, so he actually slid back on track as our leaders were then trying to recover from that crash, if you will. So unfortunately for Michael Goodman, he was also kind of part of that caution, if you will. So honestly, it was a savior though for those drivers that were involved there. So that's going to kind of shake things up a little bit here towards the front, but I think we're about to see some pit stops here.
Yeah, definitely. As looks like mostly everybody's gonna come in, probably get some tires, some fuel. Hopefully the 87 does not slide through his pit stall again.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a critical. And so I'm trying to see. Looks like they have a pretty good gap between them though, actually entering the pits here. So the other trick is gonna be which of those drivers that just made their pit stop. They should be okay here. They should be able to cycle back through to the front. We'll keep an eye on these pit stops, see if it's going to be 2 tires only for our front 2. See the 28 Charles Johnson goes on by there. And looks like the 87 may have just jumped the 1 here on the pit exit. Looking at the pit time, I'm going to say that's 4 tires though for both of those cars, because it'll say it's 12.7, 12.3. The other question too, we talked about those bonus points. If that 1 or the 87 got some, like a 1x or a 4x or whatever it may be, that could cost them those 5 bonus points. So again, we talked about how that could play out in the championship. So we'll have to kind of keep an eye on that as well. So we'll say we'll step away for just a brief moment here. So we'll get things lined up once we get that 1 to go. I say right now I believe our race leader is going to be the 63 of Logan Helton, so we'll step away for just a moment and we'll be back here once we get that 1 to go. So we are on the 1 to go, and yeah, sure enough, the 63 Logan Helton's gonna get the lead here through this pit cycle. Kind of some green flag stops, some under the yellow. It's gonna shake the field up just a little bit. Say one big gainer, I believe, out of this is gonna be that 80 of Diego Vasquez. He now is gonna be restarting in that 2nd position. It looks like he pitted right, I believe, actually 1 lap later than Logan, or maybe just got in there just right at the right time. So yeah, so say Diego's going to jump up here. He started in the 19th position. He's going to restart 2nd. You're going to have Michael Spell 3rd, Robert Richards 4th, and then you're going to have Raymond Rittenauer and Gabe Butler in 5th and 6th positions, respectively.
Yeah, definitely. You're talking about Logan Helton and all of them. They definitely pitted a little early. Vasquez looks like he actually pitted a lap before the caution came out. Same thing with Spell and Richards. They pitted on all 42. As Vasquez, I think 43. He pitted on 43.
So I'll say it worked out really well for him. He's going to jump a bunch of spots here. Looks like we had a few drivers top off on that 1 to go. So I don't think they'll be able to save enough to get to the end. However, looks like green flag is back in the air.
Wow, look at that jump Logan got. That's a nice jump from the 63, but it might come back and bite him in the butt here.
I was thinking the exact same thing. It's like, most tracks, good restarts are great. However, at Daytona, Talladega, you don't want a huge restart because they're going to get a big head of steam on you. But I think he's going to be all right because the 88 of Michael Spell is not going to have anywhere to go except for the back bumper of that 63. So hopefully he's going to give him a little bit of a nudge here, try to boost the speed up on that 63 car. However, you see that 80 and the 12 here are locking bumpers here, and I think they're going to, the 80 just, as you see the 12, I think he's got it saved for the moment.
I think he's got it saved for the moment. Yep. Saved throughout. Wow, that was a real close call.
I see the 101 Mark Rebels. He jumped to the apron there to try to avoid it as well, so he's going to lose some position. So that's going to really stack the field up a little bit, or spread it out, actually, I should say. So we'll see how everybody's able to kind of rejoin the draft here. I'll say it's going to take a little bit of effort for these guys to get all back together here after that little bit of a moment for that 12th car of Robert Richards.
And boy, look at this. Look at the one of Gabe pushing the 80 of Vasquez. They're going to clear Logan here. They're both going to clear him. Maybe the 10th's going to come with him as well. He thought about it. He thought about it.
Oh, poor Corey, as they those two in front of him, and then he just gets left out to dry. So now he's going to fall all the way back. So he's going to see if he can maybe squeeze. Although I see the 80, is he entering the pits? Oh, I wonder if the 80 may have had a pit penalty or something happen there. Say Diego's in the pits here. Not sure what happened, unfortunately, on that one, but definitely not what he was looking for. However, definitely what the one Gabe Butler's looking for, because he's now back in the lead. He's got Logan Hilton on the back bumper there. Again, this is going to see if we can get that one here. He's going to try to get as many bonus points again as he can. And actually, another thing I didn't even notice until now is... Oh, no, actually, sorry, I'm sorry. Raymond is in that group. Let's say I didn't see the 87 car. I thought he was in the second pack, but he's actually still sitting in fourth. So I got a little bit nervous, excited over nothing there. So right now, though, we've got our top 7 here all together. And then say now we're trying to, that second group on back is trying to get all hooked up together as well, starting with the 89 of Matt Quick, I believe, and the 39 of Mitchell Wilkes. Is that kind of that second pack here?
Yeah, like you were saying on the 80, looks like Diego definitely, he must have had a pit road penalty or something, because he was on pit road for a good bit. He's definitely going to lose a lap here. Heartbreak for him, though. He just took the lead, too, and has to come in.
Yeah, so that's going to put him one lap down, along with the 28 of Charles Johnson and that 273 of Michael Goodman. So his goal is going to be to try to see if he can be the first car one lap down. So we'll wait for everything to cycle through. I think right now, though, the first car one lap down is going to be, I believe, Charles Johnson. But say again, right now this field is so spread out right now, though. We'll have to kind of wait and see. Actually, as I said, I see Charles Johnson. He's in that lead pack, so sure enough, he will be the first car one down. But say he's not, I don't know, he might be trying to push this 10 to Corey Lane to the lead and maybe see if he can get his lap actually the old-fashioned way here.
Quite possibly, as you see these guys double foul.
I say drafting is still pretty aggressive up front here. I say again, these top 7 or so, they're kind of all by themselves here. They've got about 4.5-5 seconds to that group behind you. You think they just kind of try to take it easy and ride and let the field spread out here, see if they can get the green flag pit stops to the end, but they're not settling here as Logan Hilton's jumping back to the top here. He's going to try to get that lead one more time from Gabe Butler. You saw that 10 of Corey Lane get that big push as well. So that's going to put the 63 up front here. He's going to try to see if he can lead this top line around. See, really close quarters there between the 60 and the 10. They're entering turn 3. So they weren't quite centered with each other. I was afraid that Logan might get hooked there in the right rear, but looks like they're able to keep it clean there.
And what would you know? Look who's back up front leading again. Gabe Butler in that one definitely has led pretty much most of the race here, other than I think probably Logan led some, but definitely Gabe here. He's definitely in the contention for those bonus points. And I think Raymond here in third got to be shaking his boots a little bit.
Yeah, so it's one that's like, you know, it's a teammate, so you want them to do well, but at the same time, again, it's like you've run with them for 11 races. Let's say here's race number 12. It's like, man, I don't want to lose this on this last race of the season. So let's say I'm pretty, like you said, I think you're going to see Raymond at some point try to do something. I know he did get a lap led earlier, but like you said, Gabe has led the bulk of this race so far. I don't think he's led enough to get to that halfway lead. Oh, as you see, they try to get around that lap car of the 12 of where was that? Robert Richards. Looks like they were able to get through okay there. But yeah, so I say that's his goal. I think is to get to that magic number and lead just enough where nobody else can get that bonus points for leading the most laps. But right now, though, that 63 and the 10 here are working well on the top side, trying to take that lead away.
Yeah, we've seen it all day. Logan Houghton, he knows how to get up front. He's been running that top side groove for most of the race here. It's basically been Logan on the top side, Gabe on the bottom. See which one can push the hardest. As you see the 10's kind of falling back here. He might be getting a little bit too hot. But boy, look at the 88 there on the bottom. He is pushing him. I'm pretty sure he wants to lead here.
Yeah, say Michael's definitely one that's wanting to get some good luck turned around for him. He's had some bad luck in these plate races lately. As you can see, he clears them. So I say we'll wait and see. If this top line starts to form and gets another run here, we'll see if Michael jumps to the top and tries to get that push as well. The only thing that he does have going for him on that bottom line is he's got that teammate of the one car behind him in the 87. So it looks like he's going to hang out there on the bottom still. Maybe just try to kind of bide his time and make that move a little later on here. I'm also still watching the lap times of that group behind him. They are closing the gap. Last time by, they ran a 44.4 to the leaders 44.5. So they were 0.3 of a second quicker that last time around. They are locked up pretty much nose to tail here, starting with Matt Quick in that number 89 car. He's got Kevin Hash right behind him, and you see it's got a pretty good group there. So you got Bud Steele, Jim Brooks on the 273 is in there as well. Michael Goodman. I think that's also the 30. Oh, as I said, it looks like we got some pit stop strategy going on here. The 6 and the 76. Looks like they're going to pit as soon as that window is pretty much open here. So those two are going to try to see if they can work together here. We'll have to see how this short pit strategy is going to play out for these two.
I don't know if it'll work out too well. I personally think the best bet was probably them waiting until we caught the pack and then maybe pitting then, but they may have been too far back. They may lose too much time just being just them there out on the track. The pack's still going.
Yeah, you know what? I actually kind of agree with you on that one. I feel like if they had stayed together, that second pack would have been that much faster to still try to keep up with the leaders and maybe try to gain on the lead pack. And then, yeah, as soon as you get into that lead draft, ideally, then that's when you duck in there. But as I said, we talked about Michael Spell. Maybe he's trying to bide his time here. It looks like they're going to jump to the front here. You see Logan and the 88 there still locked bumpers, even as they went from the top to the bottom lane. That's saying then poor Corey Lane, man. They keep
get locked out again.
I say they keep ditching that poor guy. He's helping the push, and then the top two go clear. They're like, all right, don't mind if we do, and they drop on down there. So fortunately, Corey, same thing again. He's going to have to try to drop down here. Looks like he can fall in behind Eric Laurie. I said one driver I haven't mentioned too much this evening is Ted Decker Jr. He's in that white and emerald green car, the Jimmy Johnson one. He's still running in the 7th position, so he's having a good run. Looks like we have pit stops happening, so actually it looks like there's a little bit of contact between our leaders here up front in the pits.
Oh, that's going to cost some time. The 87, he may have got some front end damage from that. I can't tell. If I was him, I would just use a quick repair like that, just in case.
Yeah, it looks like the one may have as well. I see the his rear bumper got fixed up there. So here comes the one. He is exiting with the 87. They're going to lose that 071, unfortunately, on that pit cycle. So that's the pit strategy here. So they're going to try this short cycle right now. We'll see how this is going to pan out for them. We'll see. Looks like our next group of drivers are pitting here. You see Michael Spell is in the pits, as is the 63 and the 48. They get kind of squeezed together on the entry, though. I think Logan's able to get away with it there, but yeah, it looks like everybody's going for the short pit strategy on this one. I kind of thought we'd see a lot of people stretch it out further, but everybody's jumping in here as soon as that window pretty much was opening, and plus a few laps for a green-white checker just to be safe.
Yeah, why are you watching that? I'm watching the 1 and the 87 here. They're trying to hook up as best as they can. These are the championship contenders here. These two are fighting out for a championship. You got to wonder, do they want to get the win here, or do they just want to sit here and ride each other and just battle it out, or?
Yeah, it's going to be a great question. I'm watching to see. I see there's 3 cars behind them, the 28 of Charles Johnson, Bud Steele, and Jim Brooks. They're all locked together as well. Unfortunately, we keep talking about Corey Lane. He just had to do a lot by himself there, and then now he hits the pits as well, because at this point you have to, just having no draft. So Corey Lane just having no luck this evening with the. Just it seems like nobody wants to work with him tonight, unfortunately.
He's just having the worst luck tonight. So he's staying out of everything. He just can't get a team to work with him at all, and hopefully he can find someone here.
I'll say right now our race leader showing as Mitchell Wilkes. He's kind of cruising right here behind the 73 and the 12. He's got about a 25 or so second lead. It's saying I'm waiting for everything to cycle through. So I'm not sure what the gap actually is. But looks like Mitchell's going to go with the stretch it fuel run here. He's just going to run it probably long and then maybe wait to pit towards the end here. So right now Mitchell Wilkes showing as our leader. So waiting for the rest of them to cycle through to see kind of where the rest of the field are. But I believe that 28th, Charles Johnson, Jim Brooks, Bud Steele, looks like they're all starting to catch that back of the 87 and the 1 here. Let's say as we come through turns 3 and 4. Sure enough, here they come, a huge head of steam. We'll see if they're going to stay in line here, or if they're going to try to jump to the top and take this momentum to the outside here.
It's looking like they're definitely going to take it. They're going to the outside here. I do want to note that it looks like the 87, at least on my side, that he did not take a fast repair. His front end is a little beat up there. I wonder how it's affecting that car. Maybe is he going to have enough steam to be able to pass the 1 if need be, or is he going to be able to push him good enough? I wonder how it's going to play out.
It's actually a great point. So we'll hop on the gearbox here of that one of Gabe Butler. I mean, you're exactly right. You can see that front end of that 87 has definitely got some pretty good damage to the nose of it. I say he probably will be in good shape as long as he's not leading the field. However, I say he's going to have to be real careful if he gets to the front here. So right now, though, that 1 is trying to lead this top pack, and I'll say here comes that 28 of Charles Johnson. Right now, he is still 1 lap down. However, should things cycle through, he might be able to get his lap again. We talked about get the lap back the old-fashioned way. I say we got that top line really starting to form here. Charles Johnson leading the top side, or I should say, yeah, Charles Johnson leading the top side, Bud Steele behind him, and then you have Jim Brooks, and then you have Logan Helton join the mix as well. So we got about a 10-car group again here up front, so it looks like those drivers were able to really hit their pit stops here. So I was kind of talking about how the 1 at 87 were able to kind of usually stretch it out during those cycles, but this time around, the other drivers were definitely on their marks this time to kind of take advantage and not let them sneak away.
And definitely, we talked about it all day, Gabe being so quick. He's once again leading that bottom line. He's all night been leading the bottom line. It comes to think, who's going to be able to take it over when it comes down to crunch time?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, because again, right now, this is actually the battle for 4th, is actually what this whole pack is that 1 car is in 4th position, and then the rest of them on back. Still, our race leader is still being shown as our 39 of Mitchell Looks. Again, he's cruising behind this 273 and a 12. I say we'll have to see. I feel like, they were still outside that fuel window to make it to the end. But again, he might be trying to stretch it as long as he can here, just maybe see if he can get a timely yellow and then cycle back in with the leaders. So we'll kind of have to wait and see on that one. Right now, again, Mitchell Wilkes is our race leader, and then the next group for 2nd and 3rd is this 101 of Mark Rabillis and the 83 of Jack Walls. They're about 11 seconds off of our leaders. As I said, that looks like Mitchell Wilkes is in the pits now in that number 39 car. So we'll see if he's able to cycle through back up to the leaders or not, or if he may hopefully won't, but may get stuck here on his own. So now our race leader is going to be shown as this 101 of Mark Rabillis and the 83 of Jack Walls.
Yeah, definitely. And while you were doing that, I was watching this little pack going on here, and Logan Helton sitting there in that 4th on the top line. He's been poking his nose out, trying to get a run on the 3rd lane, but I don't think the 10's going to go with him. He's been left out too much tonight.
Yeah, I think it's probably a little early for the 3 wide here at Daytona. We still got 11 to go, be 10 next time around. Oh, as you see right there, there's 39 Mitchell Wilkes. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to stay with the lead pack there. However, so that's going to now put Gabe Butler as the 3rd positioned car. So again, we still have the top 2 need to pit, Mark Rabillis and Jack Walls. But like you said, you can see it looks like looks like Logan's going to try to make this 3 wide happen here, help or not. So he's getting good momentum right now. Just doesn't have much of anywhere to take it at the moment. So we're just going to kind of wait and see. And the other question is, we talked about the incident points and damage and things of that nature. I feel like the 87 may have had some incident points already with that crashed on the tri-oval. The question is, when he got into the back bumper of that 1 car entering the pits, did that give the 1 a 4X or something like that, possibly to cost him those 5 bonus points as well? So that could come into play in our championship results.
Quite definitely. And if we're talking about these front 2 with the Rabillis and Walls, they last pitted on lap 45, it's showing me. You got to wonder, that's what, 30 laps until the end? Could you be able to save that, being so far off? I mean, they're so far ahead right now that they could just ride and save if they really wanted to.
If they had more people, maybe. I just feel like there's too many cars, or there's just not enough of them together to do it. So it's just those 2 right now. and say, like I said, they're on 23, 22. So I think they're going to still have to pit probably with about 5 to go, even if they stretched it. However, one thing to note, though, is you see that 28 Charles Johnson, he's able to clear the one car, drops to the bottom. So now Bud Steele's going to be the one leading this top line for the moment. We'll see who's going to try to maybe jump to the top here in front of him and lead this top line possibly. Right now, so you got Bud Steele in that geocaching Ford Mustang there. You got Jim Brooks behind him, and then you got Logan Hilton as that third car in line. So again, we know Logan wants to get up there and wants to challenge here, just hasn't got into the position to do it, hasn't got the help he needs. As you see, again, he's going to look a little bit to the top there of that 76 car. Still nothing that he can do at the moment, but looks like that top line's starting to move just a little bit. But I think that 76 and the 60 are going to need to stay a little bit more locked together to be able to kind of get this top line going.
Yeah, definitely. As we're coming to less than 10 to go, almost 5 to go, it's definitely crunch time. It's definitely to find out who's your real partner here. Who do you want to go with? What's the move to go? Because you see the 1 and the 87, they're both battling for a championship. What's going to happen here?
Yeah, so this, I think, again, this is where that teamwork's going to come into play. Again, I feel like I believe the 1, the 87, pretty much those second through fourth cars on that inside line, I believe those are all teammates that work together. And actually, I say the 03 of Kevin Hash is in there as well. So I think pretty much this whole bottom line, except for Corey Lane and Charles Johnson, kind of the bookends, if you will, I believe those guys are all in the same team together there. So I think you're going to see them, again, we talked about how well they work together here at the plate races all season long, so I'm assuming we'll see the same thing again tonight. However, of course, like you said, championship is on the line, so you never know if aggression will change a little bit on that front. But as I said, you see Matt Cook, he's going to jump to the top side, hopped in front of that 10 of Corey Lane. So we'll see now if maybe things are going to kind of change a little bit. See if Kevin Hash is able to pull that bottom side in a little closer. But right now, though, Bud is starting to catch a little bit. So he hasn't quite got to that 1 of Gabe Butler yet. But right now, let's say these two are definitely starting to close that gap just little by little here.
Yeah, and as all that happened, the 101 of Mark Rubalis had to pit. And looks like the 83 is currently all by himself in the lead, coming with 5 to go. I wonder if he's got to pit here soon, more than likely.
Yeah, I think Jack is just probably just trying to stretch as far as he can, because unfortunately he's going to go a lap down, I believe. Well, actually, no, he might be able to stay on the lead lap. I say, actually, as Jack crosses the line, that is 5 to go right there. So right now, this is going to be the battle for the lead once Jack makes that pit stop. I say right now, again, you got Jim Brooks here, Bud Steele trying to lead this top side to get to that 1 car of Gabe Butler. That could get them what they need here to try to be able to kind of put the fight out for the win. And yeah, saying Maxine and Maria say, again, glad you guys could join us here this evening. Yes, this is the finale race. Right now, the 1 and 87 are our top 2. 87 had a 15-point lead entering the race. And yeah, these drivers are put on a show here. And just, I say, the race is kind of flying by here. We've only had the 2 cautions so far for the 6 laps. Again, scheduled 75 as the 83 actually Jack Wells is in the pits now. Oh, you see Jim Brooks there. Looks like he got shuffled to the top there, so that's going to now open the door here for the 89 of Matt Quick. He's going to try to see if he can make this middle line happen, push that 6 car.
Less than 5 to go. Here comes crunch time. Here comes to find out if the 87 wants to win. If he wants the 1 to win. What's going to happen here? Wonder if the 87's damage in the front end is going to last him. I wonder if he's going to pull out here, if maybe if the 6 car gets a run here. Looks like he's still going to stay in line.
Yeah, so they're starting. You can see the draft and the pushing is getting a little more aggressive. You can see a lot of weaving around with these cars. So it looks like now Bud's going to hope that he can get that Bud's going to hope in the 6 car that he gets the 89 of Matt Quick here to lock bumpers with him. So I don't know if you saw a really colorful Grumpy Cat scheme on that number 89 car of Matt Quick. He's had some really good runs as well, so I'll say right now it looks like he's got the 6 to the side of that 1 car, so that's going to kind of keep Gabe here pinned to the bottom. So this could come out, I'll say this actually will come out to an advantage in my opinion for Raymond Rittenauer, as we have 3 to go here. So we'll have to see again. We've seen only those 2 lines forming at the moment. At some point I think you're going to see that 3rd line start to form, which it looks like it's just about to start happening now.
Oh, they hook. Wow.
Oh, yeah, 6 is in there. The 63, the 89, unfortunately. So we'll say, so we talked about those 3 green white checkers. Oh, and it looks like the 89 might be hooked on the banking here. He's going to see if he can roll it off. He is able to get it back off so he can get one of those faster pairs done on that car. Let's see what happened here under this. Oh, say, so we were 3 wide. Oh, and the 6 and the 89 just got hooked together there. And unfortunately for Logan Helton, he got clipped in the right rear. Nothing he could do there. I think the 10 of Corey Lane just snuck through there. I think the 76 of Jim Brooks has some damage as well. So this is going to be, so it's time, it's green white checkers now. So it's going to kind of change the whole complexion of this race here. The beneficiary of this is going to be that one of Gabe Butler. He's going to now be in the lead here with that contact. And now the question, of course, as well, is do these drivers have enough fuel to go up to 3 green white checkers?
I'm like 50% sure they do have enough fuel. What's going to be real interesting to see here is Raymond, with the front end damage he has, he's going to be on the outside line here. Is he going to stack up the line? Because all we've seen so far is him ride behind Gabe the whole time. Is he going to have the power to be able to hold that outside line and be able to pass him, or is he just gonna be screwed?
Yeah, that's a really good point. I'd say he's been leading the charge here, or so I should say he's been on the back bumper of that one car this whole time, and sure enough, he's going to stay out. Looks like most of our drivers are going to stay out, except for those involved in the incident. So it looks like Jim Brooks is going to be the first one. You can see that right front damage on his car. That's definitely going to be a faster pair there. Bud Steele missing the whole front clip of his car, as is Logan Helton. So let's say, again, this is where the bonus of those faster pairs come into play. Should you get involved in an incident, say you're going to watch some magic be done here to this car. And say he's going to pit, and he's going to get a whole front clip on that car, and he's going to be able to go after it here and try to make another shot here to try to get this win. And looks like Eric Laurie in that 071, he's going to be back on the lead lap, so it's going to give us 15 cars now on the lead lap when we get things going again. So right now, again, we're under caution with that contact, unfortunately, between the 89 and the 6 car. So they started going 3 wide. They're trying to make the last push for the lead. Didn't quite work out. So, yeah, so it's like we're going to have again, at least 1 green white checker and up to 3. And so it's going to extend our 75 scheduled race distance a little further out. So we'll step away until we get that one to go and see what these drivers are able to do here. All right, lights are off on the pace car. We got 1 to go here on the backstretch. Say this is going to be attempt number 1 of up to 3. So say should a caution come out before leaders get to that white flag, they're going to rack them up and do it all over again. Like Kevin mentioned there, that 87 car, Raymond Rittenauer, he's got some nose end damage. He did not use that faster pair, and he's going to be leading this top groove. So we're going to have to see how that's going to pan out for him in the 87 car. Saying the one of Gabe Butler, he's going to have a teammate there behind him of that 03 of Kevin Hash, who I know is our our favorite of our my associate here in the booth, Kevin DeBrown. So we'll see if we get a Kevin and Kevin interview hopefully this evening. And say if we can get that pulled off with the top 3, I'll definitely let you have the honors on that one. However, though, pace car is off, and we're going to get things going. Wait for that green flag to fly, and we're going to get things going in for a restart, or green with checker number 1, and see a little bit of a wiggle there in the restart with some of those leaders there. So tire wear, like you had mentioned, actually is going to play a role here. But we are back underway.
Yeah, and if I'm Raymond on the outside here, I'm hoping this 10 is going to slam me, push me. I want to be in the lead. I want to win this championship. As you see, the 83 is not going to have any help behind them. Looks like they're going to have 5, 6 cars maybe stacked up on the top side. But yeah, it looks like they're not going nowhere. It might be the 87 might have too much front end damage to be able to do anything.
Yeah, and that was kind of the concern, was would that damage hinder the 87 here? So, and the other question is, of course, I'll say, should they get to the white flag, see if the aggression is going to pick up that little bit extra, because this could be, again, this could be a big outcome of the race. But as I say that, though, that 10, Cortland's giving that 87 here a big push as we just crossed the line here. We got 1 to go here, so this is going to be the only attempt to say if they crash here, they're going to still race back to the end. However, though, you see Corey lost connection there with the 87 to Raymond. That's going to really hurt his chances here. He's going to have to try to regroup here and get back after it. But right now, though, that one of Gabe Butler, again, he's got Kevin Hash there and the 83 of Jack Walls on the bottom lane. So we'll see if those two are able to group back up on the top and make a last-minute charge here.
Second, 3 and 4, Gabe, single file, they're out in front. Gabe looks like he might have this in check. I don't think anybody's going to have anything for him unless Kevin's going to pull out here, and 0-3, no, looks like they're just going to stay single file for now. And
trouble behind him, though, at the line, though, it looks like. So, yeah, Gabe Butler is going to be the winner this evening. Kevin Hash is going to get second. I believe Jack Walls pulled off the 3rd position there. However, in 4th place is Raymond Rittenauer, and I think that's going to be enough to clinch him the title. So obviously have to wait for the unofficial results here, but I believe, there is no doubts, though, our race winner is that number 1 of Gabe Butler. Again, Raymond had a 15-point lead entering the race tonight, and so I don't think Gabe did enough there to close the gap, unfortunately, to bring it. I say he definitely shrunk it for sure, with winning the race and winning the pole position there. So again, we'll wait for the admins here to kind of finish up get the results posted as soon as they can. Of course, they have to wait for the race to officially finish and all that. So we'll definitely try to get the points before the race concludes this evening. But yeah, that 1 car of Gabe Butler is going to win the race tonight. As he slides through the grass here at Daytona, through the lettering there. I think we're going to also see that 87 car in the grass, as well as, there he was, Raymond Rittenauer as well celebrating. And Logan Helms is going to join the fun. So really way to finish off Season 4 here with Area 51 Racing League. Exciting finish there at the end. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start trying to pull up our top 3 finishers, and of course then our champion of Season 4 as well, who is you see that 1 car is going to park right next to him. Give him a bit of a tail slap there at the end. So let's give us just a moment here. We'll go ahead and pull up our top 3 here. All right, so we're going to pull in our 3rd place finisher, that number 83 of Jack Walls. Able to keep that bottom line working there, able to grab the 3rd position there on the bottom side. Obviously didn't quite have room to get to the top and make a charge at the end. But I believe our Kevin DeBrown has caught up with him here.
I indeed have. Hey, Mr. Jack, how you doing today?
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. You must be feeling pretty good after that 3rd place finish.
Yeah, considering what happened there on lap 42, where I was up in 1st or 2nd, 3rd somewhere, and got spun out there. I think it was just accidental contact between me and the 87. I'm not sure what happened there yet. I got to look at the replay. But from falling way back, almost getting lapped, I'll take third. That's a good place to finish.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you had an up and down day. You started fifth, and yeah, like you said, getting caught up in some incidents there, but you were able to work your way back up front. Is there anybody you like to thank, or?
Just thank Charles and all the other admin, James Brooks, Bud Steele, all the other guys for putting on this great league. A lot of fun racing with Area 51.
All right, and I'll let you go celebrate that third place finish. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Have a good night.
All right, so that was our third place finisher there, Jack Walls. So they did a little bit of off-road there after the race there. They say, so I'm sure they'll look at the replay and say they believe that contact he was referring to was during that pit stop cycle when, unfortunately, Raymond had to react to the pit stop there and kind of just wound up going up a little bit to avoid it. But yeah, it's one of those things like when you're in the heat of the moment, you kind of think the worst, unfortunately. But I say again, the really good recovery for that 83 car. And then we talked about your potential favorite there to see if he could get a podium finish, that we could get an interview with him, and he's done exactly that. So we're going to pull up that 03 here of Kevin Hash. That way you can have a chance to chat with him as well. So you can have a Kevin to Kevin, if you will, here. So I'll pull him in here for us. Our second place finisher, that 03 of Kevin Hash.
Hey, Mr. Hash, you got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, first of all, I like to say that's a nice first name there. Kevin to Kevin.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely, you definitely were my pick. You actually came from 17th, I think you started on the grid. That's you gained, 15 spots to finish second there? That's pretty good.
Yeah, I really mistimed how long it would take to qualify, and I'd walked off and came back and realized that I'd ruined myself, so I knew I had a Quick starting back there with me, so we teamed up together and tried to use a little bit of fuel strategy and stuff, but yeah, without him, shoot, me and him, he got up there too, and then was unfortunately in that accident, but to get back up there, definitely wasn't a solo job.
Yeah, definitely. Looking back at it, you finished in second there, right behind Gabe. Looks like you didn't try anything. Like you were just pushing him. Is there anything you would have done differently, maybe by next chance, or?
I mean, really, I didn't want to risk ruining either one of the two guys racing for the championship, Gabe or Ray. I love racing with both of them. Luckily, get to be teammates with both of them, and I knew I had a little bit of a chance, but I hadn't taken tires at all since the first, or I think the very last caution. I think I may have took 2 or 4, but I was running. I really felt like I was all over the place, and I felt like I was going to jeopardize all three of them. Well, all three of us, really, if I tried to do anything. So I want to take the safer route and just make sure we all made it home, and I may get Gabe to repay the favor later on.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, biggest move of the race. Is there anybody you want to thank, or?
Just all the guys getting to work with: Gabe, Ray, Eric, Dude Conrad, Matt Quick, all of them, and Dale Willoughby. All of them just a blast to race with. We always have fun. Just great teammates to have. Some of the best drivers that's ever been on the restrictor plates. And got to congratulate Ray on the championship and Gabe on second. They knocked it out of the park this season. They're great people to work with, and just all in all, them, Charles and them for putting on the league, and you guys for broadcasting it. Definitely was a fun season. I look forward to next season.
As do we. Good job on your second place finish and highest move of the race.
10-4. Thank you, sir.
Alrighty.
So thank you, Kevin. So our second place interview there is Kevin Hash, and yeah, sure enough, I say we went ahead and did a double check on the points there. Admin's got it up nice and quick. So our race winner still is that one of Gabe Butler, but yeah, indeed, our championship winner is going to be that number 87 of Raymond Rittenauer. However, we're going to start with our race winner here. So again, able to get the job done tonight. So did everything he could on his end. Just needed a little bit of help from second place, which of course I'm sure he didn't really want any bad luck per se for the 87 car. But say may have not been too distraught should something have happened there. But so you did everything you could there, Gabe. So you got the win, got the pole, led the most laps. So you cut that points gap from 15 to 8 there at the very end. So I mean, obviously you and Raymond there just really good all season long. Say so. One thing you can kind of hold over him if you want, though. So you had more wins than you got the 4th win to his 3. So, I mean, take us through the race. I mean, was it kind of your game plan there? Was just kind of control the races as best you could?
A little bit. Kind of Daytona. It's kind of you just want to survive and be in a position near the end of it, and I think we were. We did a good job pitting. Kind of a pretty strong team, and big congratulations to Ray. He totally deserved this. I'm really glad he won it, actually.
Yeah, I was saying it wasn't a clean sailing race for you. Say obviously a little bit of some craziness drama, if you will. Say that pit stop between, I think it was you and Raymond, and I want to say maybe it was Jack. I say obviously had a bit of a moment on the pit entry. I saw you use one of those fast repairs right off the bat, whereas Raymond left his alone. Had that nose damage, which could have come into play. I'm not sure if it did, and of course also that green flag stop where Raymond got a little bit of contact with Jack on the pit entry as well, or sorry, avoiding, I believe it was Logan on his pit entry, and they kind of were all wrecking there behind you. But I mean, I say take us through the race itself. Was there anything in particular that really stood out for you?
There's a couple of hairy moments. There was, I can't remember who it was, but I was on the high side, and the car, I think it might have been Robert Richards. I'm not absolutely sure, but his car just got loose on him. I have no idea how I missed him. I thought that was it there, and I thought, well, if I got past that, I can get past anything. And then we screwed up on the pits. It was super slick on that last pit stop, and I was locking him down. Ray was locking him down. There wasn't much he could do. He got in the back of me, and I didn't want to take a chance on the damage, so I just went ahead and repaired it. And he left his, I think he said he had 15 seconds. He took a chance on it, but while he was behind me, his car was running a little bit hot. So either way, I mean, it worked out.
Yeah, I mean, I say again, we talked all season long about just the teamwork that you guys all had together, and it just kind of came into play again tonight. When you guys get hooked together, you guys are obviously a really difficult combo to beat. So definitely congrats on that, and want to definitely give you an opportunity for any thanks and shots you'd like to give for pulling off the win again to finish up season 4.
A big shout out to the teammates, Ray obviously, and Eric, Matt, Kevin. Without your teammates on a super speedway, you might as well be, flying against a hurricane. So a big shout out to Area 51. It's been a fantastic league, and really enjoyed it. And love watching your broadcasts after a race, man. Very informative, and it's nice to have a broadcaster that's highly knowledgeable. It makes it really enjoying watching the replays.
I appreciate it. So I'm doing what I can. So I definitely enjoy you guys putting on awesome shows for us to be a part of. Looking forward to it. Also again in season 5 as well. So I got to make sure you're hopefully you're gonna be a part of that as well.
Oh yeah, definitely looking forward to that, and we'll try and go at it again. And just again, big congratulations to Ray, fully deserved. I'm delighted that he won it.
All right, well, congrats on the win. To say enjoy it. So you got a couple weeks off before we hit season 5. So say enjoy the little bit of a break, regroup, and then I say look forward to chatting with you soon here.
Same here, buddy. Thank you.
All right, that was our race winner there, Gabe Butler. So our final interview has to be, of course, our series champion here, and that number 87. I apologize, Raymond Rittenauer, getting the job done. I say wasn't without fanfare. I say definitely had to work some magic there. A couple incidents that you were involved in, had to recover from those, and then I'm guessing that nose damage probably didn't pay off. Oh, my button stopped working there. I'm guessing the nose damage didn't really help you out at the end there. But again, though, it did everything he needed to do. Had that 15-point buffer, and then Gabe was able to cut it in half just about. But I say you're able to still get the job done here and win that season 4 championship tonight.
Yeah, that nose damage didn't help me out at all there at the end. But got lucky enough and finished. I just wanted to finish top 10 and hopefully eke it out in the points, and luckily I did.
Yeah, so obviously not one of the easier races that you've had so far this season. I'd say there's been a few where you two have just been kind of just put on a show, put on a clinic really, if you will, especially once you got those green flag pit stops. I'd say, I don't know, I think some of the other drivers might have kind of caught on to your guys' pit stops here, because I say it looked like there's a lot of short pitting there on that last cycle, where they were pretty much pitting once that window opened. So you and Gabe weren't able to sneak away like you have in some of those previous races there. So you're gonna have to try to work some strategy for season 5 here.
Oh yeah, we're definitely have to switch it up a little bit maybe. We were just trying to, as soon as we got in the window there, pit just in case a caution came out. But a few guys did the same thing. Didn't really mean to get into Gabe there at the end, going into the pits. I thought I was going to wreck him. It was a little slippery.
Yeah, so there's always something to kind of throw a wrench into our plans, it feels like, with these races. But like I said, over the 12-week race period, though, I mean, you and Gabe were just dominant. I believe winning 7 of the 12 races. I think Kevin got 2 as well. So I mean, you guys as a team, of course, did an awesome job. But definitely want to congratulate you on winning the Season 4 championship this evening, though, Raymond. And say, of course, though, before I let you go, definitely want to give you any opportunities for any thanks and shouts you'd like to give for pulling off that title this season.
Yeah, I thank my sponsor, Lucky Dogs, and the whole team. They did a heck of a job all year, helping me, helping Gabe. Just a solid effort all year. I thank Matt, Kevin, Eric, Gabe, just everybody on the team, man. It's a heck of a job all year. Couldn't have done it without them.
Well, I'll say definitely enjoy it tonight. I'll say I look forward to catching you here again in a few weeks for season number 5. So I know you're going to definitely be one to keep an eye on, of course, and but I believe we're going to start seeing a little bit more competition. Of course, there's going to be some potential cash involved should those drivers sign up for that $25 entry fee. So I might shake things up a little bit here in season 5. I'll have to kind of wait and see once things get rolling there.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
All right, well, congrats again, Raymond. Say enjoy it, and then look forward to chatting again with you here soon.
All right, thanks, guys. Thanks for doing the broadcast all year.
It's always a pleasure to be a part of it, man. All right, Kevin, so those are our top 3 and our champion this evening. However, before we let everybody go, definitely have to go through our results, and then definitely want to also give you opportunity for any kind of final thoughts and just impressions that you had for being able to gracing me with your presence here tonight in the booth.
Yeah, definitely. It was a really exciting race tonight. I'm very glad I came down here with you, and it's definitely a treat.
Well, it's like I said, if you're ever interested, the door's always open for you, so I'd love to have you with me here. So we'll go through our top 10 real quick here. Again, our race winner there, second place in the points, Gabe Butler. In second place, Kevin Hash. Jack Walls in third. Raymond Rittenauer, championship winner there in the 4th position. Corey Lane 5th. Logan Helton 6th. Ted Decker Jr. in 7th. Mark Urbillis in 8th. Robert Richards in 9th. And Matt Quick rounds out our top 10. And we'll go through our remainder of the field here, taking part this evening. You can see, unfortunately, at the end there, Jim Brooks, Bud Steele, couldn't quite get back to where they were hoping to be at the end, but still a good run for those guys. Definitely had that pit strategy down at the very end. Michael Spell, Charles Johnson, Eric Laurie, Michael Goodman, Mitchell Wilkes, Diego Vasquez, Dustin Dewar, and John Brill round out the top 20. So for this evening, again, our championship finale here at Daytona for the Area 51 Superspeedway Cup Series. I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. I really appreciate everything. Definitely appreciate Kevin joining me in the booth. It's always a blast to have some friends that you can kind of share the stuff with here. So appreciate him for joining me on here. I'm going to try to see if I can bribe him into Season 5 as well. So yeah, great job to all the drivers though. It was a blast to be a part of this one. Looking forward to Season 5 myself as well. Again, if you're interested in joining Area 51 Racing League, you can find them on iRacing or on their Facebook page, Area 51 Racing League, or you can find them on their website at area51iracing.com. So definitely check them out. Season 5 again is going to start here just a few more weeks. However, for myself with Green White Checkered TV, Gal Brooks, I want to thank you, and also, of course, got to thank Kevin for joining me here in the booth. So until the break's over, I might have a couple weeks off here. I'm going to try to see if I can get some things improved and adjusted for Season 5. Definitely want to thank all the admins here with Area 51 Racing League, kind of taking a chance on me and getting things started here. I've enjoyed everything. Definitely got to thank Roy Wheeler for all the stuff he's done for me with the logos and all the hard work he's done with the paint schemes for some of these cars as well. So yeah, I say I'm honored and I'm excited for season 5, and I can't wait to be a part of it as well. So until the next season here, definitely enjoy yourselves. Let's say, remember, if you can, please stay home, stay safe, wash your hands. And then, yeah, I say look forward to chatting with you all again soon here in the coming weeks. But until then, take care and have a good night. Thank you.